Hiya guys! I'm home again after a 3-week adventure in Morocco. I've had an awesome adventure and a big experience, and today I want to share my trip with you guys. First week of the adventure. We spent surfing on the coast between Agadir and Tamri. We lived in a surf camp called La Vida Surf. A special thanks and shout out to La Vida Surf. The whole idea for this trip came from us starting to look into the possibility to go and spend 1 week with these guys. The whole concept of living in a surf camp is really nice. You get to live in the surf camp. This surf camp was up in the mountain above Tagazout. Really nice. You weren't in the middle of the surf tourist pile. So you could have this really calm experience of living up in the mountain. You saw the ocean to the west and the mountains to the east. And it was an all-inclusive experience with all the foods. A good group of people, some doing more yoga, some doing more surfing. We did a little of both. Unfortunately, I didn't take a lot of pictures or videos from the stay in the Riyadh because the whole idea for me was to have a real vacation and everything, and running around with the camera is not really relaxing in the way I wanted it to. From the Riyadh we went down to the beach surfing, and these guys are hosts. They knew the perfect spot every day where you had the best waves, and the surfing season of course is during winter. The climate was really good for us northerners, not too hot, and the water was a bit chilly, but with the wetsuit on everything was just fine.
Driving in Morocco.
I don't have evidence of me standing on a board because every time I took a picture I was of course standing on the beach, but you just have to trust me when I say it went over my expectations. We had a really good local guide living in Ansa who taught us the basics, and really good guys. We need to do a surf trip in the future so I can really show you guys how I do it. After our week in Tagazout, we had decided to spend 2 more weeks traveling around the country to a few places. We wanted to see more than just the shore. So we decided to move up north towards the city of Essaouira. It was fun. We did some shared taxis, some buses. Essaouira is a beautiful coastal city with a really big and beautiful old Medina, old town, connected to the fishing harbor. We spent some time in the fishing harbor because that was, I don't know, for us it was a really good experience and where I took the most pictures, so I'm gonna show you some pictures right now. few days working, chilling, taking some pictures before we continued inlands towards Marrakech. Marrakech for us was it was a town we wanted and needed to see. It's one of those places on earth you just need to see, and some people really enjoyed it. We hadn't planned that long of a time in Marrakech, which I think you need to really get to know the systems there. We lived in the middle of the Medina, the old town. It's really hectic, it's really touristic, they sell a lot of things. It's the tempo and the beat of that part of the city is really crazy. It was a little bit too much for us, still being in the tempo of the rhythm of the coast and all the small coast towns. But it was fun to see. We bought some souvenirs from there, and you really had to take out your bargaining skills, and you need to experience it by yourself. After staying in Marrakech for 2 nights, we decided to head south towards the desert. We had been thinking what kind of package we wanted to buy, because there's a lot of all-inclusive Sahara desert experiences you can buy. We decided to go for a little bigger one, and I want to say a special thanks to Stephanie and her group of people working at the Sahara Express. You can find it at least through Airbnb. I can put the link down below. It was 4 days, 3 nights. We took the bus from Marrakech to Mohammed. It's the last town before the desert starts. It's a town, it's a small and beautiful town built for the nomads of the desert who had to stop moving around the desert because of the borders between some countries. So they just settled down there, and it was a special place. But from there we went further out in the desert, and it was a beautiful experience. We did 1 day of camel riding with 2 local Moroccan guides. They didn't know a word of English. My French is limited to a few words, but somehow we managed to communicate. It was really fun. We rode the camels, we had tea, of course. We had tea everywhere on this trip. If you go to Morocco, you will learn that a glass of tea is how you start everything you do and end everything you do. And nothing happens before you get a glass of really good and sweet mint tea. I love it. We stayed in a camp, in a tent. Our guides in one tent, we put up a small tent ourselves, and we spent the night in the Sahara looking at the stars. It was beautiful. Greetings from Sahara. It's been a dream, or I have had it on my bucket list to experience the African sunset. I've experienced a few of them already this trip, but this is something special. It's hard to show it through the camera, but sunset in the Sahara, that's something special. It has been pretty windy all day, so it's pretty. The air is pretty sandy and dusty, but it's really beautiful. I like it. Next morning they made us breakfast in the bigger tent. We waited for our hosts that would pick us up with the 4-wheel drive. They came there and we continued driving straight out in the desert.
Sahara Experience.
after a few hours riding through the desert, meeting a few nomads, seeing the nature changing from having some bushes and some green growing to completely nothing more than stones and sand. And finally we reached our destination, the Chigaga desert dunes, where you could find the biggest dune of the Moroccan Sahara. It was 300 meters high, and we decided with Linus we wanted to go up. It was maybe 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon where we came to the camp really close to the dunes where we were gonna spend the last night of our Sahara experience. And we climbed up the biggest dune and we just spent, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours there until the sun went down. And again, a beautiful African sunset is something special. Sand from the highest top of the Moroccan Sahara desert. This is gold. This is gold. Waking up in the Sahara, we ate breakfast, we went out walking on the dunes a little bit more, and then we started driving back with the 4-wheel drive to Mohammed, where we were going to spend the last night in the desert. We woke up early, jumped on the bus that went from Mohammed to Ouarzazate. We changed bus and went straight for the coast. And I can tell you it was nice coming back to the coast. We went through Agadir, where we flew in the beginning, and from Agadir we took another bus and went up to Tagazout, and the circle was complete. We went a big circle into the country and then we came back to the coastline. It was nice. All the experiences were special and unique in the inlands, but it was nice to come back to the chill surf community of the coastline and Tagazout. We spent 2 nights there, and then we started preparing to travel back home to the north. After 3 whole weeks in Morocco, you really felt you had seen a lot of it. Of course, there's still the northern part of Morocco that has like bigger cities and a totally different culture that is still unseen, and that means we have to do another trip sometimes. But we were really satisfied with the experience we had during these 3 weeks. It was unique. It was important for us to do this trip. It's nice to be back home again. Now you feel you have had a big enough adventure to really be calm for a while and live in your routines. And it's good to experience a totally different culture in a place like Africa, Morocco. You learn a lot about yourself, about the culture there, and also you learn to appreciate what you have back home. So guys, do some traveling, enjoy your life, take a chill pill, do some surfing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Good morning.
What the fuck? Assalamu alaikum. I think he's doing some like we can be the surf.
Yeah, I'm making a marketing video for myself.